What if the world ended and video games were the only way to explore what comes next? Today we're diving into the top 20 best post-apocalyptic games you must play, a hand-picked list packed with gritty survival stories, hauntingly beautiful worlds, and action that hits harder than most AAA blockbusters. Whether you're into battling mutants, surviving the ruins of civilization, or just exploring the unknown, this lineup has something that'll keep you hooked for hours. So grab your gear, stay sharp, and let's see which of these end-of-the-world adventures would you survive the longest in. Elex II drops you into a massive open world, where sci-fi and fantasy collide in the most unexpected ways, blending futuristic tech with rugged medieval vibes. You play as Jax, a lone warrior trying to unite the fractured factions of Magellan, before a mysterious new threat wipes out what's left of humanity. The game's world is gritty, diverse, and completely open from the start, letting you explore dense forests, ruined cities, alien landscapes, and high-tech fortresses at your own pace. What really makes Elex II stand out is its jetpack-powered traversal, which gives you total freedom to scale cliffs, soar over enemy camps, or just enjoy the view from above. Combat is fast and customizable, letting you mix swords, guns, and even magic-like powers depending on how you build your character. With branching dialogue, choices that matter, and a world that reacts to your decisions, it feels like you're shaping your own story every step of the way. If you're into deep RPGs with a raw, old-school feel and a world full of danger and discovery, Elex II is definitely one of those hidden gems you'll want to dive into. The Callisto Protocol throws you headfirst into a dark, terrifying sci-fi horror experience set on a prison moon called Black Iron, where something has gone horribly wrong. You play as Jacob Lee, an inmate who suddenly finds himself fighting to survive against grotesque, mutated creatures that seem to come out of nowhere. The game blends intense close-quarters combat with creepy atmospheric tension, keeping you on edge with every step through dimly lit hallways and blood-stained labs. What really sets it apart is how weighty and brutal the gameplay feels. Swinging a stun baton, dodging attacks, and using your gravity glove to toss enemies into spinning fans or off ledges never gets old. Visually, it's a stunner, with super detailed character models, eerie lighting, and environments that feel gritty and alive in the worst possible way. If you're into horror games that don't hold your hand and love that mix of survival tension with cinematic storytelling, this one's a must-play. Just be ready for some serious jump scares along the way. Chernobylite drops you into the heart of the Chernobyl exclusion zone, but with a wild sci-fi twist that turns this eerie, real-world location into a haunting survival adventure full of mystery and danger. You play as Igor, a physicist searching for his missing fiancée. But things quickly spiral into something much bigger as strange anomalies, supernatural threats, and military forces clash around you. The gameplay blends stealth, exploration, base building, and combat, all while you manage your team, make tough story choices, and uncover secrets that could change everything. Visually, it's stunning. The environments are gritty, atmospheric, and incredibly detailed, thanks to real 3D scans of the actual Chernobyl site, which gives everything this grounded, authentic feel. What really makes it special is how it mixes emotional storytelling with survival mechanics and adds just enough horror to keep you on edge without going overboard. If you're into games that mix science fiction, strategy, and a deeply personal story, Chernobylite is definitely worth diving into.
Без паники, Оливер. Где ты видишь героя? Здесь только отчаявшиеся люди, идущие в самое сердце тьмы.
Metro Redux is the ultimate way to experience the chilling world of post-apocalyptic Moscow, combining both Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light into one beautifully remastered package that looks and plays better than ever. You step into the shoes of Artyom, a young survivor navigating the underground metro tunnels where humanity clings to life after a nuclear war, while strange creatures roam the surface and factions battle for control below. The gameplay is a mix of stealth, survival, and intense first-person shooting, with limited resources forcing you to think before every move, especially when you're exploring the dark, radioactive ruins above ground in a gas mask. Visually, it's gritty and immersive, with flickering lights, eerie sound design, and environments that feel both haunting and alive. What makes Metro Redux stand out is how it balances atmospheric storytelling with real tension, letting you choose between a more survival horror approach or a faster-paced action style depending on your playstyle. If you're into games that really pull you into their world and keep you on edge with every step, Metro Redux is an unforgettable ride through the end of the world. The Chant takes you on a trippy and supernatural ride to a remote spiritual retreat that goes completely off the rails when a ritual opens a portal to another dimension, letting loose all kinds of terrifying creatures and mind-bending horrors. You play as Jess, a woman dealing with personal trauma, who now has to fight for survival using a mix of light-based weapons, herbal remedies, and her own growing powers. What makes this game so unique is how it blends psychological horror with a colorful, almost psychedelic visual style that's way different from your typical dark and gloomy horror setup. The gameplay mixes exploration, light combat, and puzzle solving, with an emphasis on managing your mind, body, and spirit, which all affect how you handle the chaos around you. It's not just about fighting monsters, it's about keeping your sanity intact as reality twists around you. The Chant feels fresh and weird in all the right ways, especially if you're into horror games that lean more toward the surreal than just jump scares. If you're looking for something a little different and a lot immersive, this one's definitely worth checking out.
Don't put that out yet.
Ashwalkers. A survival journey throws you into a bleak, ash-covered wasteland where every decision could mean life or death for your group of 4 survivors trying to find a safe haven. It's a narrative-driven survival game that ditches flashy action for tough moral choices, resource management, and the emotional weight of leading a team through a dying world. You guide your crew across a desolate landscape, facing harsh weather, deadly encounters, and limited supplies, all while learning more about each character and how their personalities affect the group dynamic. Visually, it's got a moody black and white style with shades of gray and the occasional red glow that really emphasizes the harshness of this broken earth. The gameplay is all about the journey, choosing where to go, when to rest, what to eat, and how to react to unexpected events, with over 30 possible endings depending on your path. What makes Ashwalkers special is its stripped-down, thoughtful approach to survival that feels raw and real without ever relying on big explosions or over-the-top drama. If you're into slow-burn, story-rich experiences that make you think, this one is absolutely worth the trip. Endzone, A World Apart drops you into a gritty post-apocalyptic world where rebuilding civilization is up to you and every choice matters more than you'd expect. You're in charge of managing a growing settlement in a radioactive wasteland, where sandstorms, droughts, and toxic rain constantly challenge your survival skills. What makes this game so engaging is how it blends deep city-building mechanics with the tension of environmental hazards. So you're not just placing buildings, you're also preparing for disasters, rationing clean water, and keeping your people healthy and hopeful. The visuals are surprisingly detailed, showing everything from crumbling ruins to fields you've brought back to life with a day and night cycle that really pulls you into the world. The gameplay rewards careful planning and smart resource management, but it also throws curveballs that force you to adapt on the fly. It's the kind of game where you'll feel proud watching a struggling little settlement grow into a thriving community, all because you made the right calls. If you're into strategy and survival with a strong post-apocalyptic twist, Endzone is definitely a hidden gem worth checking out. Hard Reset Redux is a fast-paced, cyberpunk-inspired first-person shooter that throws you into a gritty, futuristic city overrun by rogue machines and deadly technology. You play as Major Fletcher, a lone soldier on a mission to stop an AI uprising that's threatening humanity's last stronghold. The gameplay is all about intense, skill-based combat, with a wide range of high-tech weapons, explosive action, and challenging enemies that keep you on your toes from start to finish. What makes Hard Reset Redux stand out is its old-school FPS feel, blended with modern graphics and smooth controls, plus the upgraded visuals and extra content in the Redux edition that really bring the neon-soaked dystopian world to life. The environments are packed with dark industrial details and cool cybernetic designs that perfectly capture that classic cyberpunk vibe without feeling dated. All right, if you love action-packed shooters with a gripping sci-fi atmosphere and non-stop combat, this one's definitely worth diving into for a thrilling ride. I Am Alive puts you right in the middle of a devastated city, struggling to survive after a catastrophic event. And you play as a determined man trying to find his family amid the chaos. The game is less about flashy combat and more about realistic survival scavenging for scarce resources, carefully managing your stamina, and navigating dangerous environments filled with threats both human and natural. The gameplay mixes tense stealth sections with heart-pounding moments where every choice counts, especially when you have to decide who to trust in a world where desperation drives people to extreme lengths. Visually, it's gritty and raw, capturing the eerie silence and destruction of a city that's been abandoned but not forgotten, with detailed rubble-strewn streets and crumbling buildings that tell their own story. What really sets I Am Alive apart is its focus on human resilience and the emotional weight behind every action, making you feel connected to the character's struggle in a very personal way. If you're into survival games that offer a thoughtful, intense experience with a strong story, this one's definitely worth checking out. Gray Zone Warfare drops you into the heart of a tense, modern battlefield where stealth, strategy, and quick thinking are your best allies. This tactical shooter puts a fresh spin on combat by blending realistic gunplay with intense close-quarters encounters, making every firefight feel raw and unpredictable. You're tasked with navigating war-torn environments where split-second decisions can mean the difference between life and death, whether you're sneaking through shadows or facing off in open combat. The visuals are sharp and detailed, capturing the gritty atmosphere of urban warfare with believable lighting and dynamic effects that pull you right into the action. What really makes Gray Zone Warfare stand out is its balance of tactical planning and adrenaline-pumping moments, along with a variety of weapons and gadgets that let you tailor your approach to each mission. And if you're into immersive, fast-paced shooters that keep you on your toes and reward smart play, this game is definitely one to watch. Dying Light throws you into a sprawling, zombie-infested city where parkour isn't just a cool skill, it's your lifeline, letting you leap across rooftops, scale walls, and escape danger with fluid, adrenaline-pumping moves. The gameplay is a perfect mix of fast-paced action, stealth, and exploration. With a day-night cycle that totally changes the vibe during the day, you scavenge and fight off the infected. But when night falls, things get seriously intense as the more deadly creatures come out to hunt. The story keeps you hooked as you unravel the mysteries behind the outbreak while trying to survive and protect others. All set against a gritty, detailed world, filled with urban decay and atmospheric lighting that really brings the city to life. What makes Dying Light stand out is how it combines fluid movement and brutal combat with an open world that feels alive and dangerous. Plus, the co-op mode lets you team up with friends for even more chaos and fun. If you love thrilling survival games with a unique twist and a pulse-pounding atmosphere, Dying Light is definitely a must-play. Highwater invites you into a unique survival adventure where every choice feels meaningful as you navigate a world slowly being reclaimed by rising waters. You play as a group of strangers brought together by a common goal to find safety and hope in a flooded landscape filled with both natural beauty and looming danger. The gameplay focuses on exploration, resource management, and tough decision-making, all wrapped up in a story that highlights human connection and resilience in the face of disaster. Visually, the game blends serene yet haunting environments, with detailed water effects that make the flooding feel real and immersive, while the characters' emotions and interactions add a warm, personal touch. What really makes Highwater stand out is how it balances tension and compassion, drawing you into a deeply human journey that's as much about survival as it is about hope and trust. If you're looking for a game that combines thoughtful storytelling with atmospheric exploration, this one's definitely worth checking out. Beneath a Steel Sky is a classic point-and-click adventure that throws you into a gritty, dystopian world filled with dark humor, clever puzzles, and a gripping story that feels surprisingly fresh, even years after its release. You play as Robert Foster, a man who crashes into a sprawling, futuristic city, controlled by a powerful corporation, and your goal is to uncover secrets, outsmart foes, and navigate a society where technology and corruption run wild. The gameplay revolves around exploring detailed environments, collecting quirky items, and solving smart puzzles that keep you thinking without ever feeling frustrating, all wrapped up in witty dialogue that makes the characters feel alive and memorable. Visually, the game sports a distinctive comic book style, with bold lines and expressive animations, giving it a timeless charm that stands out from more modern graphics. What really makes Beneath a Steel Sky special is how it combines a compelling story with humor and clever design, creating an immersive experience that's both entertaining and thought-provoking, perfect for anyone who loves smart storytelling and classic adventure gaming.
That's really put a wrench in the works.
Desolate drops you into a hauntingly atmospheric world where survival isn't just about fighting monsters, but also managing resources and making smart choices that keep you alive against all odds, blending elements of exploration, crafting, and tense combat in a way that feels fresh and engaging. You wake up on a mysterious island shrouded in secrets, tasked with uncovering what happened while dealing with strange creatures and unpredictable weather that constantly keeps you on your toes. The gameplay strikes a great balance between first-person action and survival mechanics, inviting you to scavenge for supplies, upgrade your gear, and carefully plan each move because every decision counts in this hostile environment. Visually, Desolate uses a gritty and realistic style with moody lighting and detailed environments that make the eerie setting feel immersive and genuine, perfectly capturing the sense of isolation and danger. What really makes this game stand out is its mix of story-driven moments and open-ended exploration, letting you uncover mysteries at your own pace while staying engaged with plenty of action and suspense, making it a must-play for anyone who loves survival games with a strong narrative twist. Impact Winter throws you into a desperate struggle for survival after a catastrophic asteroid impact plunges the world into a frozen wasteland, where you take on the role of a lone survivor trying to keep a small group of people alive until rescue arrives. The gameplay cleverly blends resource management, exploration, and base building as you scavenge through icy ruins for food, medicine, and materials, all while battling freezing temperatures and dwindling supplies that keep the tension high but never overwhelming. Visually, the game captures that bleak, frost-bitten atmosphere with muted colors and detailed snowy landscapes that really pull you into this harsh, post-apocalyptic setting. What makes Impact Winter special is how it balances tough survival mechanics with a heartfelt story about hope and teamwork. where every choice you make impacts your group's chances and how the story unfolds, making you feel genuinely connected to the characters you're protecting. It's a game that mixes strategy and emotion perfectly, offering a rewarding experience for anyone who loves survival games with a strong narrative core and a chilly, immersive world to explore. Horizon Zero Dawn invites you into a stunning open world where nature and technology collide in the most incredible way. Starring Aloy, a fierce young hunter on a mission to uncover the secrets of her mysterious past and the world she lives in. The gameplay is a thrilling mix of exploration, stealth, and strategic combat, where you take down massive robotic creatures using a variety of weapons and traps, turning every encounter into a smart puzzle of timing and tactics. The story draws you in with its rich lore and emotional depth, exploring themes of identity, survival, and the clash between the old and the new, all told through memorable characters and breathtaking environments. Visually, the game is nothing short of spectacular, with lush forests, towering mountains, and ruined cities beautifully rendered in vibrant detail, making it feel alive and full of discovery at every turn. What really sets Horizon Zero Dawn apart is how it blends this captivating narrative with dynamic gameplay and a world that encourages curiosity and creativity, creating an experience that's both epic and intimate, perfect for anyone who loves adventure games that keep you hooked from start to finish. Scars Above throws you right into a mysterious sci-fi world, where you play as Aaron, a pilot stranded on a hostile alien planet full of strange creatures and hidden dangers, and from the moment you step into the game, you're swept up in a gripping mix of intense combat, exploration, and survival that keeps your adrenaline pumping without ever feeling overwhelming. The gameplay perfectly balances fast-paced shooting with tactical thinking, encouraging you to upgrade your weapons and abilities as you uncover the planet's dark secrets through a story that slowly reveals why Erin is there and what threats she's really facing, giving you plenty of motivation to push forward. Visually, the game stands out with its richly detailed environments, from eerie alien landscapes bathed in haunting light, to close-up encounters with bizarre, unsettling monsters that look both beautiful and deadly, making every moment feel cinematic and immersive. What makes Scars Above special is how it blends that sense of isolation with a thrilling challenge, wrapped in a sci-fi mystery that keeps you guessing and exploring while delivering smooth, satisfying gameplay that's as rewarding as it is exciting, making it a must-play for anyone who loves their action packed with story and atmosphere. Fade to Silence drops you into a bleak, frozen wasteland where survival is anything but easy, and you play as Ash, a determined survivor trying to protect his small group from relentless, cold, hostile creatures, and the haunting darkness that creeps in as night falls. The gameplay combines challenging survival mechanics with action-packed combat and exploration, where you're constantly balancing gathering resources, crafting gear, and fending off terrifying monsters that come out of nowhere, which keeps you on your toes the entire time. The story unfolds in a world devastated by climate collapse, with mysterious supernatural forces adding a creepy edge that makes every step forward feel both urgent and meaningful. Visually, Fade to Silence nails the atmosphere with stunning snowy landscapes, eerie forests, and chilling weather effects that immerse you fully in this frozen nightmare, while the day-night cycle amps up the tension as darkness brings even more dangers to face. What makes this game stand out is its perfect mix of survival grit and emotional storytelling, where your choices and leadership impact not just Ash, but his entire group, making every decision feel important and every victory hard-earned, but incredibly satisfying. And if you're into survival games that offer a deep, immersive world with a moody vibe and intense challenges, Fade to Silence is definitely worth your time. Survarium is a gripping online shooter that throws you into a haunting post-apocalyptic world where nature has taken over after a mysterious ecological disaster. And survival means more than just pulling the trigger. It's about smart strategy, scavenging, and teamwork. The gameplay feels like a fresh twist on the classic shooter formula, mixing intense PvP battles with cooperative missions where you explore lush, overgrown environments filled with hidden dangers like toxic anomalies and hostile factions, which keeps every match feeling unpredictable and thrilling. And the story isn't shoved in your face, but seeps through the atmosphere and mission objectives, creating a subtle tension that pulls you deeper into this mysterious world where humanity is struggling to reclaim what's left. Visually, Survarium impresses with detailed, realistic environments that showcase both the beauty and decay of a world reclaimed by nature, from dense forests to abandoned industrial sites, all wrapped in a moody, immersive soundscape that really amps up the feeling of being in a dangerous living world. What makes Survarium truly special is how it balances tactical gameplay with atmospheric storytelling, rewarding players who think on their feet and work well with others, making every firefight and exploration feel meaningful and exciting. If you're into shooters that offer more than just fast action games, where survival and strategy blend seamlessly with an eerie post-disaster vibe, Survarium is definitely worth checking out.
Try something, buddy. Man, I should have did a canted on this and gave it a scope as well.
Metro Exodus is an epic journey that takes you far beyond the tunnels of Moscow's subway, plunging you into a sprawling, beautifully harsh, post-apocalyptic Russia where every step feels like a fight for survival and hope. The gameplay masterfully blends intense first-person shooting with stealth, exploration, and survival mechanics. So you're not just blasting mutants and hostile humans, but also carefully managing your resources, crafting gear, and navigating deadly environments that change with the seasons. The story follows Artyom and his crew aboard the armored train, the Aurora, as they venture across diverse landscapes from frozen wastelands to sun-drenched deserts, searching for a new place to call home, with a narrative that's as emotional and gripping as it is thrilling. Visually, Metro Exodus is stunning, with richly detailed environments that feel alive and immersive, capturing everything from the eerie glow of underground bunkers to the breathtaking vastness of open-world settings, all enhanced by dynamic weather and lighting that add real atmosphere. What really sets this game apart is how it combines cinematic storytelling with deep, tactical gameplay, making every encounter meaningful and every exploration rewarding, so you're constantly on edge but also emotionally invested. If you're into games that mix heart-pounding action with a touching human story and gorgeous atmospheric worlds, Metro Exodus is an unforgettable experience you'll want to dive into. Thanks so much for hanging out and checking out my list of the top 20 best post-apocalyptic games you absolutely have to play. I hope you found some new favorites, or maybe remembered a few classics you've been meaning to revisit. I'd love to hear what you think, so drop your go-to post-apocalyptic game in the comments below and let's get a fun conversation going. If you enjoyed the video and want more awesome gaming content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the crew here at proawplayer, where we dive deep into the best games out there. And hey, stick around because next up, I've got a surprise video coming that's all about the most mind-blowing open-world adventures. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.